Hi guys, thanks for your time. I'll just be in and out really quick. I'd like to go over some of the things that are going on at the moment. My name is Jason Ayers and I'm running for the Executive West Command Rep. I got my poster up there. So I'd like to go over some of the advantages I think I bring to the table. To start off with, I majored in industrial relations at the University of Toronto prior to getting on the job. And I think that it's very important to have a good working knowledge of industrial relations that I can bring to the table. Very few, if any, of the current executive officers have a formal education in industrial relations at the college or the university level, so I have that I can bring to the table. I've been on the job for 15 years now, and I think that it's the perfect amount of time to get involved at the executive. I'm halfway through my career, so I have 15 to 20 years left on the job. So some of the guys I'm running against, they're on their way out the door, and most of their years in the fire department are behind them. Whereas I have 15 to 20 years left, so this is my job, this is my career, I'm not going anywhere. So I'm going to have more skin in the game and I'm going to work hard to get a good collective agreement and build upon it in the future. Also 15 years is good, I can relate equally to a new recruit as well as someone that's about to retire. It hasn't been that long ago that I was a new recruit, so I can understand some of the issues that they're going through. And at the same time, if the next 15 years go by as fast as the first 15 years, before you know it, I'm going to be walking out the door with retirement as well. So I can understand the importance of a good pension, the benefits and all that we've built up over the years, and that it's important to protect them and enhance them in the future. Also for the first 5 years of my career, I followed the advice of my brother that's running for the president's spot as well, and to keep your mouth shut. The last thing you want to do is come on the job and start voicing your opinions on how things should be run when you've only been on a year yourself, and you've been labeled a 30-year guy. Even though I had an industrial relations background and I had a lot to say, I kept my mouth shut. After 5 or 6 years, I became a union steward. I've been a union steward now for 8 years, and in those 8 years, I haven't missed a general meeting, stewards meeting. Very rarely do I ever miss a charity event or public relations event that our association has. I think I'm the hardest working steward out there, and I think I work just as hard or harder than some of the guys that are currently executive officers. So I don't think it's much of a step from doing what I'm doing now to being on the executive. So like I said, 8 years as a steward, 42 and 43 district. So you guys, this is station 431, so by all means ask guys at changeover on D shift what I was like. I think my proven track record, I think I've done a great job. I live in the city. I live 5 kilometers to the union office, 5 kilometers to City Hall, 5 kilometers to the lawyer's office where a lot of our work's being done. So I can make it there really conveniently. If there's a union function, most of them are in the city of Toronto, I can make it there in no time. A lot of the members on the executive live in Timbuktu, so it's hard for them to make it down to an event, so either they don't come or it's a lot harder for them to come. And on top of that, they're all paid mileage, so it's 55 cents a kilometer to go to all these events. For me, like I said, it's 5 kilometers. It's going to cost you $2 or $3 to get me there. Whereas a lot of the other guys, it's $65 every time they come into the city. It's capped at $65, I believe. So it's saving you money for getting me there. It's easy for me to get there. I don't have any kids, so I have tons of time available. Like I said, I already go to all the events. One of the biggest reasons when I try to get guys out to events, one of the biggest reasons or excuses of why guys can't help out is because they have young kids, and it's totally understandable. If you have kids and you don't have the time that I have. If I had young kids, I would go to at least half the events that I do now, just because I have other obligations. If you're doing this job correctly, you're probably putting in 25 to 30 hours a week on top of the 42 hours a week I'm putting in on the trucks. And if you're putting those kind of hours in and you have young kids, then you're sacrificing either time with your family, or you're not putting those 25 to 30 hours a week in and you're sacrificing the association and the job. Like I said, I've been a union steward for 8 years now and heavily involved. I have an industrial relations background. I'm very well versed in the issues, and we have a lot of issues on the plate right now. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Thanks. You can shut it off.